Welcome to Greenwood Field. Welcome to Asheville, and welcome to the home finale of your Asheville City Soccer Club Blues. Welcome to the Look Homeward pre-match show. My name is Tim Blakicki. Been coming to you all season long before the matches, and I'm very fortunate and excited to have with us Club President Ryan Kelly. How are you, Ryan?
Good. Thank you for having me. Excited to be here.
Absolutely. Ryan, this has been, let's just go ahead and get all the cliches out there. It's been unprecedented. It's been unusual. It certainly has not been the norm for this club to be at Greenwood, for the club to only have this many fans. Ryan, can you tell the viewers at home a little bit of what precipitated the move here to Greenville before the season?
Sure. Yeah. The primary cause would be the pandemic, and knowing that, as we come back into existence, knowing we would not be able to have 2,500 people at our game. So, if you think about Memorial Stadium, which we love and is a huge part of our club's culture, the main benefit of being at Memorial is the ability to host that many people. When you remove that asset, the turf left something to be desired. I think we all know that. The locker room situation is a bit of a challenge. So it was just good timing, knowing that we would have smaller crowd sizes mandated due to coming out of the pandemic, that coming to a facility like Greenwood, where the pitch is wonderful and the facilities are wonderful. The only downside is you can't have a few thousand people out here, which we can anyway. So it was really pandemic driven, and luckily the city has taken this time that we would not be at Memorial anyway and is replacing the turf. So we're very thankful for that, and I think I'd love to say that UNCA has just been a phenomenal partner for us. Really stepped up for us when we needed it. From the top down, from Janet, the top of the athletics department, to all of the staff we've worked with all summer, not least of which is the communications squad here, which have really kind of raised our game.
Yeah, they're all right.
Yeah, so it has been different, but we're thankful that we've been able to get back at it. Just seeing the bond between the community that comes to our games and how much it means to them. There's no regrets in our mind about coming here and getting back at it, even though it's a different environment.
Absolutely. Have you learned anything from this season when we've been away from home to a certain degree? I often point to the South Blues in our conversations and talk about how we saw this as an opportunity to put names with faces, whereas at Memorial, amongst 2,500 people, you see the same faces again and again, but in the hubbub and the crush of getting into the field and hanging up the banners, you might actually miss names. But now, having the smaller crowd sizes, we've been able to put names with faces.
Yeah.
From a club perspective, was there anything you've been able to do while we've kind of shrunk the operation size down a little bit?
Yeah, I think that we had completed 3 full seasons at Memorial, and we had started to get comfortable with our operation, and there's benefits to that. It's less stressful, but you also can get too comfortable and not challenge yourself to have fresh ideas and do things differently. So coming to a whole new facility and essentially having to really start from scratch to every time we have an event, we essentially have to build a stadium and tear it down afterwards. So we had to learn how to do that all over again in a different facility that had different needs. So that, I think, being forced into that process kind of opens the door for other things too. You start being more open-minded about really everything. Even beyond the event itself, every year, because we're a small market, we house a lot of players to make this work. And the pandemic has made us readjust how we do that. And I think that we will take behaviors into the future. We'll do things differently because we've been forced to do them differently. do things differently, even when we don't have the necessity of doing them differently because of the pandemic. So I think top to bottom, whether it's the events or the team side, there's been a lot of, if there's anything we've done this year, it's learning for sure.
We have seen a difference on the pitch also, not necessarily with performances or with athletes or coaching staff, but specifically against opponents. After, I think we still have, with theoretically, including this game, 2.5 games left, but if we call this our last full home game, how would you say that the move to USL League 2 has gone in your eyes?
Well, it's been a really interesting season on the men's side for sure. We expected the level to generally be a step above what we were used to. And what I mean by that is not that every team is better than every team we played before, but generally I think we're going to have more competitive games here than we did before. And I think that we've seen that bear out. We got off to a great start. And for one reason or another, for reasons far above my pay grade, we've unfortunately kind of stalled out and definitely have not achieved our goal for this season. Although we did know it's not the best environment to make the change, right? In this year with so many other changes, to also change leagues and figure that out that we knew that coming in that would be we would be tough.
And just to be clear, we were going to be in USL League 2 last year
Right.
for the canceled season. So it would not have been these like watershed changes all
That's right.
happening at the same time.
Yeah, that's right. Our goal was really to be in the mix and get a feel for the level of competition so that, in this off season we can make the adjustments necessary to compete and win is the approach that we're taking. So, like everything else in the club, I think we've learned a lot on the field as well. And we'll be able to make the necessary adjustments to, this time next year, we do not want to be having the same kind of tone of conversation that we're having now.
Absolutely.
The learning's over, it's time to execute.
How has your opinion of the USL League office been? Is it, have you found an ally? Have you found a friend there in Tampa?
Yeah, I don't know if ally or friend is really even the right term. We're really happy with the move that we've made. To me, the biggest benefit, the way I kind of lay it out for people, is that in the independent side, the clubs also run the league, right? And you've got a lot of people involved making decisions, and it's great having a voice, but there's downside to that as well, in that there can be a lot of dysfunction, and it takes longer to make decisions and execute on those decisions. Whereas with USL, we're not responsible at all in running the league. All we have to do is run the club, and that's where our focus is. USL is better than anyone in this country at running soccer leagues at this level, and we appreciate that. And that doesn't mean that we always agree on everything.
Nor should you.
Sure, and they have a platform for us to let our feelings be known, and their actions reflect that input. Often it's not it's not a closed door. So we're really happy with the move that we've made.
Absolutely, and hopefully that's a collaboration that'll continue next year in many other different forms. Ryan, last thing before I let you go. One of the things that the Salso Blues brought to you at the end of the 2019 season, of course having no prediction whatsoever of what the 2020 season was going to look like, was a request to have the club have a year-round presence. We are completely hampered and to a certain degree neutered by the fact that a summer league happens so quickly over the course of 3 months. That in a town specifically like Asheville, maybe not so much like in Atlanta or even Chattanooga, somewhere like that, but specifically in Asheville, it's very much a what have you done for me lately? What's the new band that's playing at the Orange Peel?
Yeah.
What's the new special that Rhubarb has this evening? And you see the fervor for the club mount and peak right about now And then it's almost by August things are dying off, and then by September people have tended to out of sight, out of mind. Does the club have a plan to kind of persist year round between now and 2022?
Yeah, there's a couple things that I think will help with that. You're absolutely right. It has been an issue in that, when you play a 2.5 month or 3 month season, that leaves the vast majority of the year where you're inactive. I think the Just Play initiative becoming its own entity, a nonprofit 501c3, is really going to take off in more ways than one, financially and both in the number of events that we're able to conduct. And even though Just Play is now its own entity, it is still the preferred charitable partner of the club. So there will be a lot of coordination, collaboration there. So I think we'll see some exciting things throughout the year with Just Play. And the other thing that I think has been a positive development is our relationship with Old London Road. One of the things that helps, facilitate the club is having a facility. And we have Memorial, or we have Greenwood to do our games, but it really helps to have kind of a home base, and Old London Road has been great for us, just as kind of a place for people to hang out when we're not having a game. So I expect that to continue as well, whether it's Asheville is a small community, so when you go to Old London Road to watch the Euros, that's an Asheville City reunion in a lot of ways. So I think those two things will help us kind of bridge the gap between seasons as we move forward.
All right. That's been Club President Ryan Kelly. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Anytime.
Absolutely. We'll be back after these messages from our sponsors.
Hey soccer fans, it's time to belong, believe, and be blue. At Ingles Markets, we are proud to be the official sponsor of your Asheville City Soccer Club. Our men's and women's teams are poised for another great season of exciting action on the pitch. You bring the energy, and we'll bring the food. Go big and go Blues. Ingles, your official sponsor of Asheville City Soccer Club.
Introducing the new pediatric ER at Mission Hospital. Designed just for kids.
Welcome back on the Look Homeward pregame show. Matt Stradley, Tim Blakicki. Thanks for joining us as we prepare for Charlotte Eagles versus Asheville City Soccer tonight. Live from Greenwood Field. What a night it's going to be. You can feel the excitement in the air.
Excitement. I hesitate to call it a little bit of disappointment for the way the season has ended, a little bit of bittersweet sentiment last home game. It's just been so phenomenal being back out here, seeing the faces, smelling the grass, tasting the beer. I'm glad I got all of those descriptions in the right order, because it would have been weird if we were tasting our friends and seeing.
Fair point.
But nonetheless, could not be more excited to round this out with, I don't know what else you can call the Eagles other than a rival. I don't know that it's reached the degree of a derby yet. I think they would need fans to call it a derby. Yeah, I mean, if nothing else, this is we're close to each other in the table. They beat us 1-0 when we played away. We had a PK we missed. Easily could have been a draw, could have been a win. It's an appropriate way to round out our inaugural League Two adventure.
We'll talk about, you said smiling faces, friendly faces, familiar faces. We'll talk about some of the faces we may miss in the future here in the next segment. But this segment, one of my favorite segments, it's the Extra Time feature where we're waiting for the official to give us a certain amount of time. Tim has that amount of time to talk about whatever it is makes Tim happy. The board is
What am I getting? What am I getting?
The official showing 3 minutes of extra time. Tim, your time starts now.
All right, Asheville. I need you, wherever you're listening from, I need you to slow down, take a deep breath, and listen. Because cheers. We're making it through. It's not over, but we got 10 weeks of normal back over these last 10 weeks. We did that. As a community, we wore masks. We played at a different stadium. We welcomed new players, new voices, Matt and Bronwyn.
Yay.
We made sure excellence was delivered professionally and safely. We had seasons, we had games, we won, lost. We're making it through. So as we start to put a pin in this season, let me lay a few facts at your feet, Asheville. This is only going to work if we all believe in it. If we all take a small bit of ownership, if we see ourselves in this project that is Asheville City. If we feel like we belong here, and if you do, don't think for 1 second you don't. Come as you are, contribute what you can, or just come and enjoy some respite, but please support, because this club is worthy of your support. It's worthy of your belief that a sporting organization can make a difference, that it can incubate a community of like-minded neighbors towards a shared goal. And yes, that'll happen outside of the 90 minutes on the pitch, outside of the drinks and revelry, but we can do both. Support because sports are inherently political. Sports played at a municipality-owned venue are doubly political, but this club is on the right side of history. Support because there are good people who own this club. They're small business owners, teachers, nurses, worker rights lawyers, coaches, and county commissioners. Trust them, trust their process, but verify and hold them accountable. They expect nothing less. Support because pay to play is a problem. It is a problem for the sport, and it is a problem for families. The other clubs we have played against this season have senior teams benefiting from the whole of their academy, the whole of their system. From the clubs we have played this season, you're looking at costs of $1,580 a season, $1,000 a season, $1,000 a season, $3,900 a season, $1,465 a season. For Asheville, zero. The AC Academy is free. It's not an apples-to-apple comparison, but it will be, and the foundation has been poured upon which the academy is being built. In Asheville, we have one mission: just play. Support because they're not doing it the other way. They're doing it the Asheville way. No matter what the hashtag soccer wars will tell you on social media, this is an independent club doing something unique. This isn't millionaires using the club as a front for real estate developments. They're your neighbors who have participated in the soccer culture of this region for decades. And they knew there was a better way, a more diverse, equitable, and inclusive way. And now they're putting their money and time and effort where their mouth is and proving that it's possible. And lastly, well, do it for me. If anything I've mentioned before right now is a platitude to you, cliche, trite, you've heard it before, fine. Let me put a human face on this situation. This club has changed my life, full stop. It has fundamentally made me a better person, a better husband, a better father, a better friend, a better community organizer, a better fundraiser, a better advocate. And I in turn would like to think I've made my community better. And I so desperately want you to be a part of this. I want to learn from you, hear your story. We don't have to be best friends. But I hope our paths still cross, and I hope that I still have the opportunity to sit with you. Because there is something here that focuses the better into the best. And I have no doubt that you're the best. Come, share it with us, support this club, belong, believe, be blue.
After that impassioned plea, I find it hard to add any words. We're going to send it to a short break. On the other side, we'll bring up Bronwyn Lutweiler in, our game analyst. We'll look at the starting lineups, and Tim will talk briefly about some of the faces we may miss in the future. All that after this short break.
This is my 21st year as the baseball coach. I told the announcer I thought something was wrong. We need to get somebody up here. The Asheville High team trainer, Josh Owen, from Mission Sports Medicine, ran up the steps.
Tommy was exhibiting the classic signs and symptoms of a heart attack. We really wanted to make sure that he got care fast.
His role will never be forgotten. I knew he was my new best friend.
Yeah.
I'm Coach Tommy, and thanks to Mission Health, I'm a survivor.
Hey soccer fans, it's time to belong, believe, and be blue. At Ingalls Markets, we are proud to be the official sponsor of your Asheville City Soccer Club. Our men's and women's teams are poised for another great season of exciting action on the pitch. You bring the energy, and we'll bring the food. Go big and go Blues. Ingalls, your official sponsor of Asheville City Soccer Club.
Gorgeous night for soccer in Asheville. Matt Stradley here with Bronwyn Lutweiler, Tim Blakicki as we wrap up the Look Homeward pregame show. Fantastic matchup tonight. The Eagles from Charlotte taking on the Blues of Asheville City Soccer Club. Last home game of the season, last match of the season for Asheville City men's team.
We do have one away game on
That's
Sunday.
right. That's right. We do have the one away game left. Tim, likely the last time we'll see Jamie Smith in a Nashville City uniform.
Yeah, again, as I mentioned before, excitement, I truly meant what I said. We overcame something by having this season here, not having the benefit of academies below us and pay to play propping up a senior team. It's nothing short of a miracle that we're out here. It's nothing short of a miracle that Jamie Smith came back for his third season. Had we played last year, it theoretically would have been his fourth season. Cameron Saul, wherever you are in Greece right now, will forever hold the title of Mr. Asheville. But Jamie, even though he's not wearing the captain armband this season, has been potentially even more important than Cam Saul ever was. Potentially more of the literal heart and soul of this club than anybody else. If I were to maybe put one of the women's players up there, Jamie's right up there with Molly Dwyer. These are players that are not Asheville locals. They did not go to high school here. They have come to us from Birmingham, from Knoxville, by way of Furman, by way of NC State, by the way of I forget where Jamie was before NC State, but these are players that exemplify what makes Asheville City so special, that it is a place where soccer diehards come and find a community in an unsuspecting place and call that home. Jamie, in 2019, when the men went over to Chattanooga and lost in the division playoffs over there in the championship game, there's a picture that I absolutely to this day still relish of the other players, and this is not to speak poorly about them whatsoever. In defeat, players react differently, but the players were consoling each other. Some were on the ground, some were standing up, some were hugging the coaches, and Jamie Smith was turned full-chested towards the fans with his hands on his hips, just soaking it in, and within minutes actually climbed into the sands at Finley Stadium in Chattanooga to shake our hands and thank us for what I would assume at the time he assumed was his last game. I have no doubt that you'll see a replication of that this evening at the end of the game as he comes over to the South So Blues, and thanks them not just for their support and not just for their cheering, but for adopting him into the city, for becoming his friends, and for really, we often talk about blurred lines as being a negative, but this is one of those situations where the club is at a size where those blurred lines, you lose the distinctions between fan, supporter, player, and just community member.
And as a member of a team, Bronwyn, that's not from Asheville, how important is it to choose your surroundings, to choose your community?
I think it's so important. I mean, I chose to come to Asheville for my collegiate career because of Asheville, because of the school, but also because of the city and the people who are here. And I think the Asheville City Club and its supporters exemplify that kind of community that I felt the first time I set foot in the city. And it's why I'm here still, and it's why this city can grab people, can grab players and keep them here. And I think that's what we'll see out here on this last home game of the season for this team and for its supporters. Despite the losing streak and the difficulties that this team faced, it's not how they would have liked it to end it up, but I really feel like we're going to see the passion that the fans deserve out here today.
Tim, with a season that hasn't gone its way, you have your finger on the pulse of the supporters group. Is there a heightened feeling of the need to pull specifically this team through tonight?
Number 21, Harry Ward.
Honestly, no. I don't think so. What I do think there is a perpetuation of the same feeling we had on day one when that first whistle went off. It is you often see it in the Premier League when clubs lose poorly, but the home fans cheer even louder and sing even louder for their team to remind them that it's bigger than 90 minutes, it's bigger than just 14 games, bigger than 7 home games. What we are building here will live on past me, will live on past you, and live on past this starting 11 that's out there right now. And we know that, and I think even if the players didn't know that before they stepped foot on that pitch, I think each one of them will leave Asheville this summer knowing that too.
A couple of changes in the starting lineup tonight. Watson returning to goal. You'll see perhaps a new spot for Jamie Smith playing right wing back in the 3-5-2 formation. Watt continues his look on the attacking side as he's one of the two forwards along with Mario Arocha.
Yeah, these games always amaze me. We had kind of talked about it before, having been officially eliminated from the playoffs. This is now potentially a situation where, this is kind of the first game Asheville City has ever played that didn't have some sort of implication beyond the 90 minutes. So it's quite possible this is a lineup and a formation and tactics that are designed to get players playing time, to get players reps into legs at positions they may not be used to. So I would not be surprised if we see some new things during the course of this game.
We're going to duck out for the national anthem, the conclusion of the Look Homeward pregame show. On the other side, we'll be joined by Josh Blake from IMAVL after this short break. Starting lineups read. About ready to get underway. I'm Matt Stradley here with Bronwyn Lutweiler, our special guest analyst tonight, Josh Blake from IMAVL. Fantastic night for soccer, isn't it, Josh?
Oh, it's so beautiful. I was at the academy game this morning over there at JBL, and it actually got rained out. They played the first half. Asheville boys were up 3-1 at the time against the Nashville Barcelona Academy, and it's nice that it cleared up for this evening, and the boys can get out there tonight and have a nice run.
Your son plays on the academy team,
He
and
does.
for the people who don't really know a lot about the academy team, walk me through the academy team's relationship to this club and what it's like having a son on that team.
Well, obviously I'm proud of him for all the work he puts in to the game. He's actually headed off to Spain in August. He just graduated high school. He'll be playing with the FC Malaga Academy there, and looking into have a little look into European soccer and where that might lead him. The Asheville City Academy has prepared him really well for that move. He's come up like a lot of kids here in Asheville through the Highland Football Club. ABYSA and HFC do great service to the community here in Asheville, the kids that want to get out there and experience the beautiful game. And the Asheville City Academy, I think, has been really rewarding. It's like the club itself. It's new, right? So the first season there was no academy program. The second season, I believe they decided to add an academy program, and just trying to provide that opportunity for the next level of coaching for kids in the area. And then continued for another year, and then of course pandemic season. And they're back this year. The club being moved from the NPSL to USL2. I believe the academy system is starting to get a little more intense. I think they're just from what I've seen, the level of preparation. There's yoga workshops, there's performance training, there's things that didn't exist in the previous seasons. So I think the academy is really starting to level up, and actually got a chance to hang out with Stacy Enos this morning a little bit over there, who we all know and love, right?
Absolutely.
She's the best ever.
I fanned out when I got to actually meet her face to face.
It's amazing, right? That she's just right there, and a part of what's been built here with Asheville City Soccer Club. But yeah, talking about the potential for expanding that to a year-long program, but no need to compete with the other local clubs. Just trying to figure out ways. We were more just talking about ways that the academy can be more impactful for youth in the area as it grows and develops with this beautiful blue soccer team.
Jamie Smith, deep in the Asheville territory, the starting right wing back tonight. A three-back that has nothing to do with him. It's going to be Josh Davies. It'll be Tyler Stopford and Aaron McCready across the back for Asheville City. Through the middle, it'll be McCurley, the captain, Biggerstaff Lacosto, along with Smith and Kevin Daly, your two attackers. We talked briefly about Mario Arocha and Nathan Watt and Will Watson in goal for Asheville City Soccer Club. Bronwyn, thoughts about the changes?
The goalkeeping situation has been interesting. You had Payne in there to start, doing well. He's a fantastic goalkeeper. An unfortunate red card, and then you put Watson in, this young goalkeeper who's going off to Princeton. He's just out of high school, and he held this team down. He performed, and he was consistent, and he had a presence on the field that I'm not sure anyone expected. And so he stayed on the field. He was consistent. There was no need to take him off. In fact, he was performing brilliantly. And then a few mistakes. They put in Patrick Hall, who didn't have his best showing, but was still an important player on the field that game, helping them build out. And then now he's back on this field for the last home game. I think the team is glad to have Will Watson back in there, and we'll see if he can, pull it together and perform tonight.
Will is a product of Asheville City Soccer Club Academy. So if you want to bring it back to that point, there you go. Here's a kid who came up within this system and found himself between the sticks for a lot of the season.
Mario Rocha able to step into the lane. Smith, full speed, tries to use his speed to get outside. Fantastic job on the outside by Grant Johnson, able to block it off. Across the back line for Asheville City, it'll be Nassimbian in goal. The Dukanesk Jr., 1.75 goals against average this season for the Eagles. Tom Marriott, their leading scorer, 7 goals, 4 assists. Lander University, wearing number 10 for the Eagles tonight, one to keep an eye on.
Yes, the number 10, I believe he's their leading goal scorer. And if I remember the last match when we played them in Matthews Stadium, I believe in Charlotte, they scored off a set piece. I think it was a corner kick. So we'll see what Coach has done tonight to try to remedy some of that.
Shot blocked as the defense able to get in front of the attempt. Asheville looking to move the other way. Watt out wide, trying to slot in Arocha. Arocha on the ball. Holds things up, turns towards the middle. Ooh. Ball lost, tackled away. Here come the Eagles the other way. And just like that, momentum stopped. Asheville working across the back. It was an interesting goal, kind of against the run of play in Charlotte. It was almost, I would consider it trundled in at the back post. I don't think it was an intentional strike on the ball, but it found its way across the line. And at the end of the day, that's all it took.
Yeah. Should be interesting to see who can take advantage tonight. You know these boys are looking to impress. It's the last game up here for the season that we know about at this point, and I think we're going to hopefully see several goals from the Blues this evening.
Josh, is there a sizable difference in your consumption of a match from presenting a match to being able to sit with the supporters group?
Oh man, absolutely. And ooh,
nearly finding the back post.
So for anybody that doesn't know, we were the IMAVL was running the broadcasts for these games when it was up at Memorial Stadium. But moving over here has been a beautiful blessing because I've been able to sit on the sidelines and really get into it with the fans, as opposed to making sure everything's plugged in and broadcasting properly like I used to do at these matches, and so it has been a beautiful change for me this season. I do miss sitting back here and talking about the players and hamming it up for the online audience, but it has been really cool to sit up here at Greenwood and hang out with the South Slope Blues and be a part of the energy that kind of lifts this club from the sideline. It takes a lot. It takes a lot to make this happen. Like, there's management, there's everything you're doing here for broadcasting. There's, logos, even the banners on the side of the field, everything. There's so many people. Then the academy program. There's many levels that go into supporting a club, and I was really grateful for the last 3 years to put some energy in with me and my team to help push this club further across the internet. And this year I've been really grateful to sit on the sidelines and drink that high wire with the rest of the fans.
Both can be fun.
For sure. And enjoy the goals from a different perspective.
And IMAVL, a group that specializes in live production. So I've seen some of the, over the pandemic, sort of the evolution of live music on the internet from what you guys have been doing, and it's what's that been like to kind of find your way through this tough time?
Well, it's actually been really nice for us. We started out in 2012, so IMAVL stands for Independent Arts and Music of Asheville, and our goal is to preserve and promote the creative arts and music community in Asheville, and we do that by live streaming and archiving concerts. We have a show we've been producing for 6 years that's on PBS called Echo Sessions. It's like a live in studio thing. We basically have been putting cameras and microphones in front of Asheville musicians and artists since 2012, and me and my partner just so happen to be complete soccer nerds, and we were broadcasting the Beer City Cup finals because, again, I've been playing soccer in this area since, I moved here maybe in 1997 and started a club in 99, Smush FC, what up? And, and we did a lot to try to, do our thing here with soccer in Asheville. And then when Ush and Dave Turner decided to do the Beer City Cup, they were like, hey, you guys know how to broadcast things, right? We're like, yeah. And so we were broadcasting Beer City Cup, and that's kind of what brought us to broadcasting Asheville City Soccer Club games in the first place. We're already connected to the soccer community, and you guys know what a tight and beautiful community it is. So we were kind of just naturally walked into that. But broadcasting sports is not our. It was not our mission Let's just say that. But we were happy to do it, and would still love to do it whenever it's needed. But generally, we are broadcasting concerts, right? So if you go to imavl.com, pretty much 6 nights a week, we are broadcasting sometimes from 2, 3, 4, 5 different venues in Asheville. The Orange Peel, ISIS, the Gray Eagle, the One Stop, Asheville Music Hall. We used to be at Pisgah when they had music all over the place, and then we go to Leaf Festival, we go to Downtown After 5, and we that's basically what we focus on. Basically, we focus on that, and right now, who's going to win the Euros? There's a few things we're focused on. I'm really excited for Argentina versus Brazil, and even more excited to be here with you guys tonight.
Well, that's a fantastic. As far as the list of things, that's. I don't mind being there on that list at all. Who do you have in the Brazil-Argentina? As Arocha finds a way through. Ooh, fantastic job by Nassenben, able to come off the line and scoop up the ball.
I mean, Neymar has been so big this tournament, and I think that Argentina knows that. If Neymar were injured, Brazil would be a different looking team. That's my opinion. After watching them this tournament, I don't feel like it's always been that way, but he's been so influential in this one. And you say the same thing about Argentina and Messi, although, Di Maria was on fire the other night too. It's tough, man.
I put you on the spot.
It really is. I'm gonna say Argentina takes it 2-1. That's my prediction.
I can't prove you wrong. I think it's a good
odds
prediction.
On that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think if they can isolate and pin down Neymar, which I think a lot of times is everybody's strategy that plays Brazil at this point, they'll be able to find some success. The Euros, I don't know.
Fair enough. I think that one's up in the air.
Yeah.
Bronwyn, who do you have in the Euros?
I can't answer that.
Trying to find Smith on the outside, and that ball will go over touch for an Asheville City throw.
Well, Smith wouldn't be mad if England won.
I think he'd be okay with that.
Yeah. England is traditionally, an underwhelming team with so much expectation. You kind of want them to have it, you kind of do. But then also Italy, not qualifying for the World Cup, winning it would be kind of a slap in the face to everybody else, right? Hey, we should be there. So
especially with Chiellini at 83 years old. That's fantastic.
It's amazing. The oldest player, the first grandpa to ever win.
Ooh, what a fantastic turn by Daly. Through the middle, Watt has it taken off of his shoestrings. Here come the Eagles the other way. Overlapping run. Through ball, gets all the way back to Watson. Asheville alert to the danger. Knotted up, Arocha. Oh, he takes it down so smoothly, doesn't he, Bromley? Asheville changing the point of attack. Here's Daly. Slid into the middle. Arocha, one touch. Ooh. The shot blocked. It'll be out. No. Able to keep it in by Nesson.
Let me put you on the spot. Who's your favorite player on Asheville City?
Oh, that's tough.
Everybody else can be your second favorite. Everybody else can be your second favorite.
I'm a Stainrod fan. I think he's fantastic. Arocha, I've seen him play in the Big South.
Ooh.
As Watson.
The referee's calling a foul there on City.
And a yellow card brandished to Stopford.
And the ball almost, it was slightly threatening, the shot that came through regardless of the foul.
It feels like Watson had it covered.
Absolutely.
Did Watson have it covered?
Absolutely.
I think so. It's hard to say from that far out, but I think he saw the shot coming. He read the cue. The head goes down, the foot goes back. He knew the shot was coming, and I think if that had dipped, he would have had that covered.
Yeah. Late for Stopford. And standing over the free kick, it'll be Marriott, along with Noah Meza, the Seattle University graduate. First team All-WAC, 2021, 9 goals, 2 assists. Meza placed it. We'll see if that means Meza takes it. It will not be. Marriott, low.
Yes,
Watson
Will.
punches it away. Still alive, looking towards the end line.
An excellent save from Watson here. He's on his feet, positioned really quite well, knew where his wall was, knew what he could cover and what he couldn't. Takes that one step and then pushes this ball wide. He knew he wasn't going to catch it, and so he deflected that wide towards the sideline so it wasn't directed just back into traffic.
Eagles corner kick, pushed, looking at far post, nodded forward, Watson there. Keep in mind the Eagles capitalized on a set piece in the second half of their home game against Asheville City to get the 1-0 margin. Stainrod's one of my favorite players. I've really enjoyed watching Arocha. He plays his college ball at USC Upstate, and he's so good with his feet.
Oh man, he's a crafty fellow, that's for sure.
And I know Tim says that Jamie Smith isn't Mr. Asheville, but if you look at my Twitter account, he is. So those are the top 3 contenders.
I got you. Okay.
Joe Lacoste.
What about you?
Up there too.
I'd say the same thing. I really just enjoy watching Arocha play. I've never seen anyone play the way he does. He's so explosive when he's on the ball. He's slow and then fast in the matter of a second. But then, yeah, I think Joe Lacoste has also been a solid presence in the midfield of this team. So I feel like every team needs a player who gets the ball, passes the ball, gets the ball, passes the ball, and doesn't really lose the ball that often. And I think that's Lacoste. So I think both of those players are.
Yes, he is definitely a mechanic in the middle of the field there.
Ward spotted, but unable to connect on the pass. It'll be an Asheville City throw. City trying to play through the lines.
Well, if I have to pick a couple, I'm going to go with Will Watson because I've been watching him play since he was 9 years old. He was also my son Ace's team at HFC, and so he is watching him perform at this level has just been an absolute joy, and that's a very somewhat personal, more subjective.
I think that's absolutely right. Watson's come in after Payne had the issues in an early season away match with the red card. And once you give Watson the keys, and he's done so well with it,
it's hard to take him away.
Exactly, even when you have somebody with the quality of Jared Payne.
Yeah, it's tough. And then, another guy I always love to see on the field, the statesman, the governor, Nathan Watt, who's been with the club, I think, since the beginning, if not year 2. And is just an energetic leader on the field. I feel his presence from the sideline, and I also just I love his off the field stuff. Okay, he's working with Shield. You can tell that he's really dedicated to the kids he's training, and he loves it. And he comes to the Asheville soccer pickup soccer group soccer matches in the middle of the day. Sometimes I go play pickup, in the middle of the day. Sometimes Nathan is there just kicking with everybody else in town, and that's a beautiful thing to see from somebody who has such a strong presence on our field. So I always love it when he's in the lineup. Experience in class.
And he can play everywhere.
And just and absolutely phenomenal talent.
Asheville nodding it forward. Charlotte able to get onto the ball first. Charlotte has had some spells of possession. Really, the dangerous areas they've got into are primarily through the counter attack. And, of course, the set pieces that they've earned.
Yeah, I think Asheville's been doing a better job than they have in the past of locking down the midfield, and I think that 3-5-2 formation helps them clog the midfield defensively so that they can't really be broken down through the middle, which is important because pressing that ball out wide while defending in the midfield gives you more defensive advantage.
The cross looking far post, nobody home. A speculative cross to a run that just wasn't made.
Yeah, you guys have a tough thing over here because you got the TV screen that you want to watch, so you got the details, and your camera crew is killing it, by the way. Shout out camera crew. You guys have been doing an amazing job all season, and you also have the goal right in front of you, so it's hard. I'm having a hard time deciding where to look at the screen or at the actual field. I'm sure you guys have it dialed by now.
It's a learning process. Everything is in life.
Yeah.
Most of the time I want to be here whenever I can be, but our camera operators do such a good job, Zach and Gabriel, that actually see more.
You can see the
watching.
detail better here on the TV, absolutely. And when I've
Cross.
watched you guys do when I watched you guys do the broadcast at home, I was like, they must be watching on a monitor.
Yeah.
There's no way they're seeing what just happened on the other side of the field like that.
Smith low
Ooh,
cross, tipped
here
out
we go.
the ball, loose front,
There it
finds
is.
the back of the net. It's Will Watts with the goal.
Or Nathan Watt. Nathan Watt, we were just talking about him.
I got
We
Will
were just
Watson
talking
on my
about you,
head.
Nate. Yeah, it's tough with the Watts and the Watson.
An excellent
Beautiful, love to see it.
composed finish here. Comes from the deflection off Lacosto, who we know has a strike. The composure to take a touch and then another one to get it over and around the defender who's closing as quickly as he can, and then just
Look
lift
at him
it
high-fiving
up
the
and
kids.
around.
We were just talking about the kids. Sorry, I did not mean to
no.
cut you off. But
Please point that out. That's why we're here.
we were like, he loves his kids, and look at him. He goes and scores a goal and goes and high-fives his kids right there. Man, I love it so much.
We've spoken so much and so highly of Will Watson. I have Will on the brain. Nathan Watt with the opening goal. And the patience, the initial feeling when you have a ball in the box is you have to rush to get that shot away. Obviously, they're going to close quick. Watt takes his time and picks out the right shot.
And that comes from the entire build-up. This team has taken the whole season to get to a point where they can build up the ball well and score a team goal. They build the ball up, which means they're getting numbers in the box, which is something they've struggled with in the past. And because they had numbers in the box, a shot from the top of the box is deflected for a cross out wide for a shot that goes in back inside the 6. And that comes from numbers, that comes from build-up, that comes from composure.
Comes from playing Jamie Smith out wide on the right side, giving him sort of the keys to the car to run forward in the attack.
So is he like a right wing back? We're playing 3 in the back today, yeah?
He is. He's a right wing back for today's game. The first time he's not been a RCB.
Right, yeah.
All the way back for Dominic Nassimbian. 11th nationally last year in his junior season. 4.86 saves per game.
And I will say, I think it was the right decision to come out for that cross, and he did end up getting a little bit of a touch on that, and that's such a hard decision to make, because if you're not going to make full contact, which you can't really know ahead of when you go for the save, then you're out of the play. You're down on the ground, and you have to get back up and move over, and it's so difficult to do. And right there, you have to rely on your defenders if you're going to go for that, which, again, I think he should have. And right then, I think Watt just came up.
And further
side.
to agree with you, if he doesn't get a touch on that, Lacosto's sitting back post, and it's an easy poke in. There's no getting big on that. So the only chance he does have is to get any piece of that and hope that his defense can react. We're a bunch of goalie apologists. I don't know if you knew that.
Are you a goalie as well?
Oh no. That's
Okay.
that's.
I know you
Bravo.
are. I've got a little bit of intel on you guys.
Oh boy.
Just wait till the end of this high wire. It's all gonna leak out.
Oh, nice.
No, I'm
All
just
right.
kidding. I'm just playing. But no, I know you play for UNCAA. I did learn that early on in the season for sure.
Ooh.
I just wasn't sure if you had goalie in your history, Matt.
Watt. Nifty bit of footwork. Orocho looking across it in, looking back post. Trying to find Daly. Here comes Daly, working towards the end line. Ball.
No, we haven't seen a lot of Daly this season. Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
Yeah. So I wonder if Coach has taken a minute to, just kind of test some things out. It's the last game of the season. Yeah. Last game of the season, give some players some minutes maybe, test out some things for next season.
Sure.
Seems like a natural time to do that, and it gives some players some game experience.
Asheville City across the back line. Balance of possession has been to Asheville City as Smith looking for Watt back
That was
post.
dangerous.
Smith's crosses come in from atypical angles.
That one was bending. That one had some bend to it.
You could tell he did not want to hit that with his left, so he cut it back to his right so that he could hit it. Curling in like that. And Asheville is dangerous when they come from the wings. And so that's where they're putting the ball and trying to get it back in, whether that's an early cross, it's like what we just saw from Jamie Smith, or if it's a late cross coming back, cut across all the way to the end line. They are going to look for these wide areas and try to get it back into the goal while getting numbers up.
Biggerstaff trying to play through. No Blues making the run. The Eagles trying to build out of their back line. Johnson plays it back across the back line and down the far sideline. Lifted through, nodded forward. That's a dangerous ball, specifically if there's somebody else up there running with Pinkham.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's where Charlotte needs to find some more opportunities by breaking down Asheville's midfield. It's something that's going to be difficult, again, with that clogged midfield in the 3-5-2. But if they can keep possession for long enough to move defenders, to move Asheville, and to work through their midfield, to possess in there a little bit, and then get it back out to wide areas so that they can find runners and they have time to make runs in the middle towards goal, I think they're going to have some success. But they need to possess a little bit more, and they need to really move the ball.
Ifevi from the back line. Up until this point, has it seemed that Charlotte's a bit too impatient? Are they trying to play through the lines too quickly?
No, I don't think so. I think they just don't know where to go, so they're playing amongst their back line. It's working. Asheville's not high pressing that, so they're playing like this. And then they try to play forward around Asheville's midfield, but they're being blocked out of it by 5 in the midfield. So if you can't go around, you have to go through, and it's going to be difficult, but it's going to take checking runners who are checking too, who can either hold the ball or open up space behind them for other players to skip that line, to loft it into the midfield. It's going to take some tricky interplay, I think.
Oh, here we go.
Watt able to step on the ball. Arocha slides it through for Lacosto. The shot. Lacosto finds the net.
Beautiful. That was also beautiful. Thank you again, Nathan. I just want to high five Nathan for putting the effort in, getting that turnover. It all starts with an effort, right? Nathan Watt.
He's doing a lot better since I called him Will.
Yes, he is. We might have to, and then what a beautiful combination from Mario and Joe Lacosta.
That really is just a beautiful goal to see on this home field between so many players making this goal happen. It started up in the attacking third from defensive effort from a forward. If Charlotte keeps playing amongst their back line, they're playing slow. Asheville's not high pressing, but they keep moving up. They're making play predictable until someone can step in, steal that ball away, and the rest of their team is just on board. Everyone's on the same page, and it just looks pretty.
That's beautiful. And Joe's got to love getting a goal here, being a student here, right? Or he's still playing here?
No,
he
graduated a few years ago,
okay,
but he was a senior when I was a freshman.
Gotcha. Yeah, so coming off, this is his home field. It's got to feel good always. Woo. Hey, you guys, I'm feeling a third goal, so I'm gonna go watch it from the sidelines if that's cool with you.
Absolutely. Let's just hope that it's for the Blues' sake. It's in Asheville.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's what I was feeling. Sorry, I didn't specify. I was just feeling the momentum, and I think I'm going to get a little, maybe Instagram video of the third one if I can.
Josh, what I will say is that if Charlotte does start to make a comeback, you got to make your way back over here. You understand that's how...
I do. If it gets tense, I'm coming back to stress out with you guys.
And we would welcome you back with open arms.
Beautiful.
Josh, we appreciate you spending the opening 30 minutes with us. That's Josh Blake from IMAVL. Last thoughts?
Go Blues. Let's go. Let's leave it out on a bang here so that we can head into the next season with our heads held high. Looking forward to a brighter future. Let's go, boys. Let's do this.
As Jamie Smith wins the free kick in a fairly dangerous location. Bronwyn, Josh knows his soccer.
He sure does.
He put me on the island. I was like, when he asked me my favorite player,
Uh-huh.
I was like, ooh. I have a lot.
I know, it's tough. I feel like we just sit here and admire people all day.
Looking back post, nodded forward. Oh my goodness, Asheville City. Have pouring it on with a third goal.
Did that deflect off of someone, or was it Arocha all the way?
We'll take a look. Arocha sends a curling ball back post and does it just glance off the back of the Josh Davies head. He's claiming it did. We'll see what the official scorer says.
Either way, an excellent service into the box. I mean, either way you slice it, if it is a goal from Arocha that just bends into the back post, or a service that's threatening enough to commit the goalkeeper, to commit defenders, and just completely blindside whoever's in there and sneak in off a deflection. That's a dangerous ball.
I'm leaning towards it being off the back of Davies' head, but man, what a brilliant cross from Arocha. That is Arocha's second assist of the day. "30 minutes into the match, a dream start for the Blues. Playing out of the back, trying to find Smith. Nodded forward. Here's Asheville through the midfield. Lacosto all the way back to Watson.
Now, as solid as Jamie Smith has been in the back line, it's so exciting to see him get into the attack in more of an attacking position to start out with, not only because he can attack, he can put a service in, he can win fouls in dangerous areas, but also he can defend. He can defend higher up the field and prevent the ball from sneaking into dangerous areas in Asheville's defending third. And so it's really, I mean, it is just exciting to see him higher up the field. He's creating for this team.
It'll be a Charlotte throw on the near sideline. Johnson to take it. Charlotte changing the point of attack now on the far sideline. Asheville shifting in defense. Daly gets a challenge in. It'll be off of his foot out for a Charlotte throw. Charlotte breaking towards the top of the box, continuing the run, looking for just a yard of space, but that yard closed quickly by Asheville City, punched out over. You were right, and I didn't know you meant that quick.
I didn't even get over there quick enough.
You, I'm telling you, Josh, it was super quick, wasn't it?
I should walk away more often.
Well, you should call another goal.
Okay. Second half.
Okay, so good news, Bronwyn. We have about 12 minutes to kind of just relax with a little possession soccer.
Yeah.
Second half, another goal.
Everybody enjoyed it. It's going to be nice. There's going to be a couple exciting moments. Uh-oh.
Looked in the back line,
Yes,
and
Will.
Watson gets a piece of it and falls onto the ball.
What were you saying about exciting moments?
Whew, I think you were right about the exciting moments.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I am going to actually go to the sidelines now. Thanks, guys. Sorry.
Thanks, Josh. That Josh Blake from IMAVL.
Well done by Watson there to stay put as his defender was still committed to that play, and then as soon as he was beat, step up, get set, get big, and make the save and recover quickly enough to get back on the bobble.
Charlotte looking to find a foothold in the match, building off of the back line. Vivi. Daly closing quickly on the far sideline, trying to play through the midfield with some space. Two runners in the box. Watson comes up, gets big. The cross goes past him. But his defender's there to push it over the end line for a Charlotte corner kick.
And that's well recovered by McCready there. But this play from Charlotte up the field and through this midfield this time, playing up the line rather than trying to cheat and go through players. They're really communicating and interplaying up the sideline until they can curl it back into their box, which is where they want it.
Towards the top line, all the way through. Charlotte settling onto the ball. Back out wide. Looking for options. Cross looking far post. Chipped back near post, and that'll be out over the end line for an Asheville goal kick. A lot left for Edafe Avive to do, and maybe a bit too much to ask.
I mean, I love that he's coming all the way from a deeper position, trying to keep that ball alive. It takes effort like that in the final third to put a goal in the net. I mean, it takes effort like we saw from Nathan Watt to win a ball at the top of the box that he wasn't supposed to have. So it takes those last-ditch efforts, and I think that's what Charlotte is going to find some success in, if they find any, is the last minute, the last ditch kind of push. You know, the dedication, the perseverance, just to put a foot on something that you think might be dead, but maybe not, you know.
Ball moving near sideline. Played into the middle. Overlapping run. Trying to get to the end is Brennan, and it slid out for a Charlotte throw. Staying at home, staying disciplined. McCready comes up again big. Brennan. Switching the point of attack. Asheville shifting the defense. The shot from distance. Tipped. Watson, despite the funny hop, able to jump onto it.
His footwork has been really impressive this season. His ability to move his feet and get in a position where he doesn't necessarily have to dive, because he's done the work to get his hands to where the ball is using his feet. Footwork is overlooked in goalkeeping. I mean, your hands can't really do anything if your feet don't get them there.
Never thought about it. Suppose you're right. Out wide. Touchdown by Smith. It'll be out for a Charlotte throw. Johnson gets the ball. Switching the point of attack. A little more bend on it than I think he wanted. Looking towards the top of the box. Chested down, but spotted in an offside position.
Despite the offsides, I mean, that was an interesting look from Charlotte. It is a deep early cross to a runner who brought it down really brilliantly, offsides as it was. I think those are going to be some dangerous looks to put this ball in between the goalkeeper and the center back onto a runner.
Smith brings it down, continuing his run. Smith, oh, what a fantastic tackle from behind, and here comes Charlotte the other way. Watt trying to chip it forward. It's been a couple of good minutes for Alfredo Diaz-Santillan. He's won the free kick.
Yeah, I agree. We've seen him kind of all over the field for the duration of the game.
I can make an argument that, yes, that was absolutely a foul. There's no argument that that was a foul. What is arguable is the booking that came after. That caution given to Lacosto. Chipped over the line. Watson comes off his line, scoops it up right in front of the waiting Brennan.
well done by Watson, not only to read that ball, know it's coming in and get started early, but also to hold on to that ball. If that had bobbled at all, if it had gone out for a rebound, there's someone there to finish it.
What a well-timed run by Brennan.
Exactly, and like I was saying, I think those balls that are put in just in between that center back and the goalkeeper onto a runner who can run behind the back of the center back are going to be extremely dangerous against Asheville City. If Will Watson keeps coming up big like that and reading those and closing that gap, then it might be a little bit more difficult for Charlotte to score.
Charlotte moving through the Asheville City midfield. Watt laying out, trying to get a foot on it. Does delay the attack. Charlotte out wide on the far sideline. A couple of Eagles on the ground. Foul spotted. It'll be a free kick for Charlotte. Marriott standing over the free kick, surveys his options. Low shot whistled down. It'll be a Asheville City free kick taken quickly. Here's Smith. Smith has some room to move up the sideline. Looks to switch the point of attack. Nodded it forward brilliantly. Nassimbian off the line, brilliant, rightly so. Charlotte moving the ball quicker now, 40 minutes into the first half. Touched out. Lacosto takes it over touch for a Charlotte throw. Charlotte low cross, knocked and slid away, top of the box. Watt settling, pushed out wide. Here's Smith. Smith has some room in front.
We've seen him in this area of the field quite often this season.
Ball pushed forward by Watson. Nodded out for an Asheville throw. .41 minutes into the match. Smith for the throw. To the midfield. Slid wide. Daly. Daly. One touch. The shot low. Finds the back of the net. It's Daly. Asheville City lighting up the scoreboard. Kevin Daly makes it 4-0.
And what a touch and what composure to look up and take another touch forward knowing that he has the angle. I think Charlotte expected that cross to come. And so he saw them dropping back into defensive positions to defend a cross and said, all right, I'll just take another touch and shoot to the near post. And it was surprising, and it was well executed and extremely technically finished. It's exciting to see that result come from Daly, who's worked so hard this season, and he's been a little bit unsung, you know. So here he is on the scoreboard.
You wonder if the South Slope Blues have enough smoke bombs to make it through the match. 4-0, 43 minutes into the first half. As you see the remnants on the pink smoke bomb, Charlotte on attack. Asheville rushing defenders back. Ball fumbled and scooped up. That an unbelievably difficult play from Watson. He read it, came out, scooped it.
As those are extremely difficult to read because it's not darting in over everyone across the middle. It's dipping right down into the middle. It's coming down slowly into an extremely crowded area. He had to leave his 6, come up for a ball, and secure it over people's heads. Not easy to do. He misses the first one because, again, there's 2 other players there. It's difficult to do. I think he could have gone up with a different technique instead of holding those arms under, get them up and meet the ball higher up. I think he would have caught the first one, and that just comes from experience. But again, the wherewithal to get up and get on that second ball. That's something that Will Watson has in his wheelhouse that not every goalkeeper does.
Over to be checked out, Diaz Centillion, who's been a breath of fresh air down the left side for Charlotte's attack this afternoon. As we hit the 45, we turn towards the 4th official to see how many minutes left. We'll await the extra time ruling. That'll be out for a Charlotte goal kick. Minimum of 2 minutes added time in the first half.
2 minutes of added time in the first half.
Symbian starting things out. Watt applying the pressure. Brennan off the back line. Charlotte moving quickly down the far sideline. Tackled away, and brilliantly so by Daly. Here comes Asheville the other way. Here's Smith.
And even though Nathan Watt didn't get on that previous ball, his pressure from behind is what lost Eagles the ball.
Ball slid out as McCready comes charging out of the back. It'll be a Asheville City corner. Trotting over to take it is Arocha, whose nifty little back pass made me giggle, for which I apologize. And it will be a foul spotted on that slide out. Arocha and Lacosto standing over the ball. And they're being told to go to the corner, which they do. Here's the commitment to the challenge by Meza. Cross coming into the box all the way to the other side. Smith trundled in to play on, says the official. Charlotte looking to counterattack, played into the middle. Here's Marriott. Marriott with the ball, trying to find some space. Marriott continuing to run the shot, low back post, goes wanting.
I think the more that Marriott is on the ball going forward in counterattacking opportunities, the more shots he's going to have. And the more shots he has, the closer they're going to be to the frame. And I think he might be able to put one away today.
And the double blast of the whistle tells us it's halftime, and what a half it was for the Blues. Asheville City 4, the Charlotte Eagles 0. We'll have a halftime analysis and second half predictions. All that and more coming up on the halftime report after this short break. 4-0 Asheville City.
Hey soccer fans, it's time to belong, believe, and be blue. At Ingalls Markets, we are proud to be the official sponsor of your Asheville City Soccer Club. Our men's and women's teams are poised for another great season of exciting action on the pitch. You bring the energy, and we'll bring the food. Go big and go Blues. Ingalls, your official sponsor of Asheville City Soccer Club.
Introducing the new pediatric ER at Mission Hospital. Designed just for kids.
Hey soccer fans, it's time to belong, believe, and be blue. At Ingalls Markets, we are proud to be the official sponsor of your Asheville City Soccer Club. Our men's and women's teams are poised for another great season of exciting action on the pitch. You bring the energy, and we'll bring the food. Go big and go Blues. Ingalls, your official sponsor of Asheville City Soccer Club.
Welcome back on the halftime report. 4-0 Asheville City over the Charlotte Eagles. I'm Matt Stratton here with Bronwyn Lutweiler. Let's take a look at the first half highlights. Charlotte started off well on the counter. Yes, Killian getting the ball across. Asheville City able to get in front of the blast. From distance, knotted on, just narrowly missing back post. Charlotte looking like a lot of trouble from those set pieces, Bronwyn.
Yeah, when they get the ball higher up the field, that's when they're dangerous, but they've been having trouble getting it there.
Look at Watt, the composure to put it away.
Again, that goal stemmed from 3 different players coming together and just putting it together.
Arocha slides Lacosto through, finds the back post.
As did this one. I mean, incredible composure and technical execution in tight spaces. So difficult to pull off a goal like that. It all just connected.
Arocha will say this is his goal, but that head flick from McCready, or was it Davies? And there is McCready getting in the way of the cross. Slid
Daly
through.
coming in with this last goal of the half.
And Kevin Daly capping us off. It is 4-0 Asheville City. One stalwart of the Asheville back line that you see moved out wide, Jamie Smith. What is your assessment of his more attacking performance been today?
Jamie Smith has always been a player who, when he gets into the attack, he's very dangerous there. But as a center back, you don't often find yourself in those areas if it's not on a corner kick, on a set piece, something of that nature. So throwing him higher up the field to begin with, relying on that dangerous service as well as his defensive skill. He can defend higher up the field, keeping the ball from getting into dangerous positions. He can recover as well. But to throw a defensive presence like that higher up the field, you need someone who can hold down the back line, and I think Aaron McCready has been doing that job. You've heard the names of the goal scorers here, but Aaron McCready, number 6 in the back line, has just been holding it down. His ability to step into tackles higher up the field, in the midfield, to read those balls that are coming through and not let them, but also his recovery on independence technique, that is to go wide and come back. His recoveries on those runs are impeccable, and getting up into areas that Jamie Smith has vacated. He has been holding down this back line in Smith's absence, and I think that's what makes this work. If Smith had left a vacancy that was not filled by someone as capable as McCready, I don't think we would be looking at the same scoreline.
Let's talk about Will Watson briefly, because I know you love to talk about goalies. All part of that goalie group that well, apparently it's like the Hotel California. What was your assessment of Watson's performances? Had some difficult decisions to make. Again, McCready really there to absorb any mistakes.
Yeah, I think, as always, Watson's biggest strength is his consistency in decision making. When he comes out, he comes out. When he stays, he stays. He's not often caught in the middle of decisions, which is huge for a game like this. And I think it engenders trust between a goalkeeper and a defense, a goalkeeper and a center back, when you know if he's going, and he's going to get there. And so I think his performance, again, he's coming up big, he's taking up space, he's making hard decisions, and he's making them with confidence. And I think that's so impressive to see from such a young player.
Just graduated from high school not a month ago, and standing on his head and making some brilliant saves tonight.
Yeah, I mean, when you see a scoreline like this, you don't often think that the goalkeeper's had much to do, but he's had 2-3 really difficult saves he's had to make, as well as decisions on crosses and coming out of his box to scoop up balls and handle them with his feet, you know. And so I think his goalkeeping reflects the scoreline as much as Asheville's goal scoring.
We're going to take a short break on the halftime report. On the other half, we'll have second half predictions and get you set for the second half kickoff. All that and more after this short break.
This is my 21st year as the baseball coach. I told the announcer I thought something was wrong. We need to get somebody up here. The Asheville High team trainer, Josh Owen, from Mission Sports Medicine, ran up the steps.
Tommy was exhibiting the classic signs and symptoms of a heart attack. We really wanted to make sure that he got care fast.
His role will never be forgotten. I knew he was my new best friend.
Yeah.
I'm Coach Tommy, and thanks to Mission Health, I'm a survivor.
Hey soccer fans, it's time to belong, believe, and be blue. At Ingalls Markets, we are proud to be the official sponsor of your Asheville City Soccer Club. Our men's and women's teams are poised for another great season of exciting action on the pitch. You bring the energy, and we'll bring the food. Go big and go Blues. Ingalls, your official sponsor of Asheville City Soccer Club.
Moments before the start of the second half, I'm Matt Stradley here with Bronwyn Lutweiler. 4-0 Asheville City over the Charlotte Eagles. Asheville City Soccer Club is made possible by Ingalls Markets. We're with you every step of the way. Mission Health Sports Medicine, proud to support athletes of all ages and skill levels throughout Asheville and the Western North Carolina region. Rhubarb, food and drink at their uncomplicated best. Mosaic Realty, make your next move with Mosaic. Carolina Color Tones, the leader in pre-finished siding, and Old London Road, where we watch. Perhaps a popular spot this weekend due. I think I saw on their Facebook page that if you want to watch the Euro finals, you'd better buy the ticket.
Yeah. I mean, a classic soccer pub like that, and not to mention the only one in the area, it's going to be pretty rowdy.
As we get ready to start the second half, the South Slope Blues have taken up a spot directly behind Dominic Nessimbin.
We saw them dragging the bleachers over here, and so I think it's going to be a go big or go home type of deal.
Nodded forward, ball loose. Daly closing on it, it's tipped out. It'll be a Charlotte throw. There the South Slope Blues, perhaps a familiar face leading some of the charges. Surely not our Tim. Ball wedged out, it'll be out. Daly scoops it up. Nope, it'll be a Charlotte throw. Daly scrambling back, flipped it down the sideline. Trying to turn, Watt gets a foot in. Check that, that was McCurley who got a foot in, but it will be a Charlotte throw. It was played off of the leg of Daly. Charlotte moving back and retreat. Nessimbin now trying the far sideline. Closed out, Arocha will get on the end. Arocha touches it forward. Charlotte doing just enough to win it back through the midfield. Here's Marriott pushing wide. Ward leaving it forward. The shot near post. Just missing.
That's a tough angle to shoot from, especially when you've got a defender closing you down, and Watson has that angle covered so sufficiently. I mean, he just had it covered. Even if it had been coming in near post, Watson would have scooped that up. And it's difficult when you're in those areas, alone. Do I take the shot at a terrible angle, or do I try to hold on to the ball for longer and wait for my backup? It's tough when you're in this position and you're down 4-0.
I would lean towards, if given the option, taking that shot and letting, if it's out, then okay, it's out, and we get to reset our defense. Push through the midfield. Smith. Here's Daly. Daly tries to slide in. Watt.
Once again, the defensive effort higher up the field from the entire Asheville City team is denying Charlotte any opportunity to build out and get into a counterattack.
Ward with the throw in, and we'll do it again. Trying to turn, and just fantastic job by Stopford. Watson playing it smartly, safely perhaps. It'll be out for a Charlotte throw. Ward. Touchdown, here's Ward. Top of the box. Asheville City gets onto the end of it. Stolen back. Scooped out of trouble, at least for now, as Arocha settles it brilliantly. Good spin, Arocha holding it up. Trying to slide through McCurley. It's pushed out for an Asheville throw. McCurley came out of nowhere with that run.
Yeah, that was a dangerous look from Arocha to cut in between those center backs onto a run. Fortunately, it was a little bit off.
As LaCosta lets it roll through into the midfield, Biggerstaff. Had to get that one up, and he did. Over to Davies. Daly. Watt. Back out for Daly. Daly. Back through the middle. McCurley. Arrocha. Tipped out, and Charlotte finally getting a bit of control. Rolled all the way back for Nassenben. Nassenben has to get rid of it, does so.
That was well done under pressure to release that ball and release it to a teammate.
Charlotte looking to strike quickly on the counter, looking far side, touching it back down into the middle. Eagles looking to settle the ball just a bit, rolled forward. Top of the box, tackled away. Only as far as Brennan. The shot from distance. Never troubling Watson, it'll be out for a goal kick. Watson's distribution, looking far sideline, knotted up. As Charlotte now moving quickly on the counter. Fantastic ball. Little space, McCurley tried to close it down. It's Stopford who got a foot in, seeding an Eagles corner kick. The most dangerous the Eagles have looked have been on these set pieces.
And I think it's because on set pieces you get to set it up however you want. And Charlotte's had difficulty building into those positions, building into numbers up scenarios offensively.
Looking near post, right across the middle, it's touchdown, the shot knotted away, still loose goal line, and again fired out. Watt just trying to clear the lines.
And we've seen Asheville be extremely strong in aerial defensive situations this season, and we just saw it again.
As Arrocha spotted on the foul, as twisting to the ground was Pinkham. Working across the back line, far sideline, into the middle, playing it through the levels. Tipped back, and a foul spotted a few paces outside of the Asheville City box. It'll be a foul drawn by Tom Marriott. Dangerous spot. It'll be Marriott to place the ball. A host of Eagles standing over the ball. Couple of Eagles now standing over the free kick. My money is on Marriott. Marriott, the approach, the shot low, finding the far post and careening in as Marriott scores his 8th goal of the season.
That was just an excellent finish. It bent just around the wall, and I think off of the far post and back into the near post netting. You really couldn't have placed it better than that.
Marriott pulls the Eagles to within 3. Asheville City working down the far sideline. The cross, top of the box, rolls through. Just getting a heel on, now flips forward. That'll trickle out for an Asheville throw. Davies trying to change the point of attack. Smith flips it forward. Touchdown, great turn by Brennan. Eagles looking much more comfortable in the second half.
I was just about to say, Charlotte's had much more possession already than they've had in the first half, and it's giving them more time on the ball and more time to build up into dangerous positions.
Ball still loose. Watson to the ground, fired away. Smith scoops it up, leaves it for Arocha out wide. Arocha cuts back midfield. Smith settling things a bit. Down the line for Watt. Now changing the point of attack. Daly gave it a look. It'll curl away and will be tracked down by Nassenville.
It's not a bad look after you've been going back and forth up and down that sideline for a little minute. You look for the switch, and that switch was on. It was just a little bit too much. Hard to put too much on a switch from all the way back there to all the way up there, but Smith
maybe a
did
compliment on the leg strength. Pushed wide, Ward. Ward staying in possession, tackled away. Arocha turns. A lot of room to run for Biggerstaff. He will push it back. McCurley for Lacosta. Smith. Oh, settled well by Lacosta. Lacosta tries to tip it into the box. And a foul spotted from behind on Lacosta. It'll be a Charlotte free kick.
I think the runs came in too early on that one. By the time Lacosta had the ball, all his help was already in the box, which doesn't really do him much good. He can't put the ball anywhere except for into an already crowded box.
Daly had it, lost it, tipped back into the middle, and is punched away. Oh my goodness, fired off of the legs of the Eagle, closing down and nearly past Watson into the goal.
Yeah, that'll give you a little mini palpitation.
4-1 Asheville City over the Charlotte Eagles, as you see. I mean, you can't do much better intentionally from that range. Watson back for the goal kick. 56 minutes into the books. Flipped up, Smith battling for the header. Arocha looks at his options, pushed wide, trying to find shoulder-to-shoulder tackle, ruled fair, cross top of the box, touchdown. Here's Watt, the shot from distance, never dipping in time.
I'm honestly surprised that he got enough around it to curl it that much. When your touch goes backwards and you can curl your hips around enough to be square with the goal, that's tough.
Lacosta out, Zach Aversano on in his stead. Watt off as well as Barry, number 9, taking the pitch along with 21, Aversano. Two substitutions for Asheville City. 58 minutes into the books. Charlotte's pulled one back in the second half. Pinkham from the back line. Fisher. Here's Brennan. Moved off the ball. Barry moving forward. Holds it up. McCurley. Wide for Smith. Back midfield. Nifty back post run by Biggerstaff. Biggerstaff settles it, calls Daly into action. Daly touching it forward. Daly cross from distance, flipped on, just wide of the post. Good run by Stopford, got there.
In a night of defenders getting in the offense.
And I think as Barry, the option behind Stopford. Approaching the 60th minute. Asheville playing through the lines. Barry spotted in an offside position. It's been a brilliant night for soccer, in stark contrast to the Dalton game, where Water Wings were the order of the day. Played it down the sideline. Asheville trying to get back in time. A snapshot. Zamaron tried to get around the outside of it. And they're going to pull Watson off and bring Jared Payne on. Ball flipped on. It'll be out for a Charlotte throw on the far sideline. But before Charlotte can get the throw in, it'll be job well done by Will Watson as Jared Payne coming in.
You love to see Payne back on the field for this team, and Asheville native. I honestly don't have a guess as to why this change is being made. I don't have a problem with it.
Well, it's been a bit since Payne's been in the goal. The red card was the last time. As Watson gives way for Payne. What a fantastic season for Watson. His first in this Asheville City USL League 2 side, a product of the academy, as Josh Blake pointed out earlier. Nodded forward by Asheville. It'll trickle out for a Charlotte throw. Pinkham pulls it centrally.
Touch.
Yeah, fantastic job. Trying to turn the corner. That'll be out for a Asheville City goal kick. Nearly lost out, touched back. Mayhaps a corner was in the offing.
Mayhaps.
Let's not dwell on old things. Nodded forward. Eagles first to spot it, played forward. Davies giving chase. Pulls wide. Davies plays it safe. Kicks the ball down into Greenwood Forest. Charlotte quickly with the throw in. Moving forward, here's Marriott. Every time Marriott gets on the ball, you can hear a slight catching of the breath. Brennan tries to cross it from distance. Barry, fantastic turn. Here's Barry turning on the Jets. Barry back midfield, lays it out. McCurley. Smith looks up. The cross, looking back post. Ooh, Barry's run was there. The cross just a bit wide.
That was well done by Barry there to receive the ball in the middle of the field, turn when no one expected him to turn, and then continue dribbling up the field, not forcing forward through lines, but back across into the midfield where things were open.
Approaching the 65th minute. Sometime between the 65th and 70th minute has been when Mario Rocha has been subbed off. What a brilliant night he's had, 2 assists. Arguably a goal.
Yeah, Roach has been a consistent presence for this team all season. He's creative offensively and creates things as an individual going forward, but also puts in the work off the ball, and I think that's so huge for this team.
Fantastic switch, taken down brilliantly. It'll be out for a Charlotte corner. Not an easy play by Harry Ward, and he made it look mundane every day. It'll be Marriott. 8 goals, 4 assists in the campaign, adding 1 here in the second half tonight. It'll be an out-swinging corner. Looking near post, flicked away. Knotted up, Arocha giving chase, trying to slow things up. Here comes Barry. Barry, what a fantastic move. Smith has some green grass in front of him. Smith, one-on-one. Barry cross. Perhaps a cheeky shot from that distance or a cross gone wayward.
I'm not sure he knows.
It'll be a foul spotted on Asheville. It'll be a Charlotte free kick, but it'll be the Eagles taking it quickly before the announcement of the substitution. Maddie Walters stands to be introduced shortly. McCurley. Arocha touches down, and he's roughly taken off the ball, but fairly taken off the ball. Charlotte pushing wide. Fired up the pitch. It'll be out for a Charlotte throw. Substitution time right now. Grant Johnson off. Check that. It'll be Samuel Kilman off. And it'll be Maddie Walters in. Pinkham. Meza plays in. Payne gets a touch on it. The whistle is blown. Unsure the call is.
I mean, that's just goalkeeping.
Yeah, Payne gets onto the ball. Surely not a penalty given, but that's what's being called. Did he not get a touch on it?
No, he didn't. I mean,
I don't know that he got a touch on it.
To me, as a goalkeeper, either way, I don't know.
The run up and the goal, 2 in the second half by Charlotte, and it's Payne giving away the penalty and the goal.
I mean, I really don't know what to say because as a goalkeeper, that was the right decision and the right technique. There's not a lot he could have done differently.
2 substitutions waiting now. It'll be Biggerstaff off. Jimmy James in. Arocha off, Stainrod in. So what I would say is that Zamaron gets to the ball first, takes the touch, and then does take the contact. Ball out. It'll be a Charlotte Eagles throw. Charlotte with this newfound momentum. Daly back and touches it out for Charlotte throw. Another substitution. It'll be Vignali on for Asheville City.
I do think Asheville stepped off the gas a little bit, not just in terms of pushing forward, but also defensively. They're not pressing as high, and I don't mean high press, I mean as high up the field.
Fantastic
and they're not
tackle
pressing as quickly in their own defensive third.
by Smith. Smith staying on the ball. The cross will be out for a Asheville City corner. Aggressive tackle by Smith and takes it the length of the field.
I think Asheville is trying to bring some urgency back into their game.
McCready off, Vignali on. Switching to a 4-back potentially? Or are they going to pull Jamie Smith down into the back line wall and put Vignali on the wing?
I guess we will see.
(4-2), Asheville's lead halved by the Eagles. Low, flicked on, fired out of trouble. Vignali nods it back forward. Fired up. Charlotte working down the far sideline. Played in fantastically, touched away. A very important tackle, but Charlotte staying on the ball.
Some really good interplay from Charlotte out wide, and that's what they had been missing up until this half is interplay out wide.
Howell, a tough first touch to take. A ball curling away from you when you're trying to use the instep of your left foot to bring it down and gets away from him. It'll be out for an Asheville throw. And it will be Jamie Smith moving to, it looks like the right center back role. Definitely cutting the attack out. Smith trying to play through the lines. Here's Stainrod out wide. Stainrod brings it down. The cross. Stainrod, almost finds Barry on the end, and Barry's going to be beaten in the foot race. As Charlotte able to keep it in. Daly,
That's a turn.
That is
right
quite
there.
the turn. Ward playing with a high level of confidence. Through the middle. Marriott pushed forward. Marriott has it out wide. Marriott and Daly get tangled up. A yellow card given, and it's the arm of Daly coming up that's going to get the yellow card. Another dangerous position, and it'll be Marriott yet again standing over. Marriott's cashed in on one. As Payne barks out his instructions. (4-2) Asheville City. As the cross comes into the top, popped up, nodded forward. Barry pushing it wide. The cross, back post. A host of Eagles there. And somehow finds its way in between them.
I mean, I like that Asheville's trying to play out of the back, but in that situation, it's one where you just get it out.
As Meza clutches the head, narrowly missing getting it on goal.
I think Asheville's really lucky that that did not go in because both of those players on the back post were quite open.
Ball played through, nodded forward by the Eagles. Eagles first onto the ball, played through the middle. McCurley touched down well. Out wide as Stainrod able to bring it under control. It'll be an Eagles throw. Touched forward. A little bit of hold up from Daly. Daly chips it forward. Only Nessenben. Brennan from the far side tries to find some space. Slid out. Brennan continuing his run. Brennan.
I'm not really sure how he got through there.
Touched forward, some space. The shot low, narrowly missing far post.
I was well covered by Payne to take a step forward and cut out that angle. If that ball had curled closer into the near post, I think he would have had that easily. And that's actually really good technique to take that step forward and push off the leg that you do step off with it without using the back leg.
Why?
Because it makes you go forward.
Oh, that's fair.
A lot of young goalkeepers will take a step and then just fall. And it's something that you have to train out of them to take a step and then use that step to push off and get you somewhere.
It appears Stainrod, the lone attacking presence, and it appears that Barry is tucked in just a bit. Sort of a two-cam look with Barry, one of the other attacking midfielder. Loose at the top of the box, nodded forward.
And Barry's been known as a forward who sits back and holds the ball, receives the ball, plays it back, and then gets forward. So that's why he's staying a little bit deeper in his attacking role, I think.
Ball loose, the shot closed down by Asheville City. Seems as if Asheville City has gone into a bunker trying to withstand these Charlotte Eagles attacks. It'll be off of Vignali. Check that, it's tipped off of an Eagle Marriott and out of bounds for an Asheville City throw. Smith over to take the throw. Into the last 15. Daly trying to apply some pressure. Nassenben touches down well. The far sideline look. Inaccurate. It'll be an Asheville City throw. Good pressure by Kevin Daly.
It was good pressure, and until the loose ball went wide, it was well done from Nassenben to take the touch back the other direction once the pressure was coming.
Vignali leaves it off. And twice trying to get the ball wide. It'll be played out for an Asheville City throw, but boy, it was Henry Howell who turned into a brick wall, cutting out two straight attempts at getting the ball wide. Vignali tries to play it through the middle, loses the pass. Here comes Charlotte the other way. Popped up. Charlotte continuing the counterattack. Asheville slowed them down, but only briefly. Taken to the byline, the cross. Payne scoops it up.
Well held on to by Payne there. I think they're a little bit lucky that that cross wasn't cut back further towards the top of the 18. Because that's where Charlotte was.
Yeah, Brennan making a good run right down the throat of the goal. Approaching the last 10 minutes. Looking deep. Played out wide, brilliant pass. Here's Ward. Ward slowing things down just a bit. The cutback, Ward's there, loses it. Oh, McCurley, important intervention.
That was a great step by McCurley because there was some really excellent movement from those two working up top.
And a tactical foul and yellow card given.
Certainly.
Brendan Fisher. That the second yellow from Fisher. So to the bench he goes with the red. Bit sloppy at the back from Asheville. Zamoron. Oh, what a fantastic turn. Zamoron touches it into the middle. Looking for options. Pushed wide, and oh, it's Daly there. An important intervention, and he able to keep it in. And Daly continuing his run. And he's pulled back. Referee tried to play advantage and called it back once it was enough to pull Daly off of his run.
I think that was well done from Daly to take that touch inside on the inside shoulder of his defender rather than continuing down the line because it forced this kind of late intervention. And if it hadn't, he would have been, on to goal.
Curley. I think Ward doing just enough to not get the yellow because I think it was just a slight tug and certainly I think it's going to make a foul. Be smart about it like that. Bit nervy moments, but Charlotte able to play it out from the back. Stainrod giving pressure. As Charlotte tries to play through the lines. Smith will get there first. And he's fouled. It'll be an Asheville free kick. Into the last 10 minutes. 82 gone. What was Jamie upset about? Not amused. Bemused maybe, but not amused. Bignali tries to touch it down, unable to do so. Through the run. The one-time shot, and that's such a difficult skill to control for Ward.
Yeah, that was not ever going to be easy to pull off, especially under the quick pressure from Davies.
That's a ball that's begging to be lifted and to be gotten under like it was.
Yeah, a bouncing ball like that, it's not easy to get it as it's coming down and get over the ball completely.
Payne plays it forward, knotted forward by Daly. Foot race is on. Davies gets there first, tries to usher it out. Will take the turn instead. Hand holding his friendship, I've been told. Into the middle of the field. Fantastic turn. Blazing forward. Looking for just a bit of space. The cross. Tipped loose at the goal. Pulled off of the line.
What a save by Davies there.
Oh my goodness. Pulled off of the line. Absolutely important intervention. The cross, top of the box, knotted off the top of the goalpost. Both teams should be sitting at between 6 and 7 goals.
I think Asheville got lucky a couple times on that there. I think they just fell asleep.
Inviting James onto the ball. James slowing things down. McCurley out wide for Daly. What an unreal save from Davies. Because a 2-goal lead with 8 minutes left is way different from a 1-goal lead, and you've seeded the last 3. Looking for Vignali. Touchdown. Through the midfield. McCurley. Here's Dalen. McCurley again. Over the top. To the top of the box. Looking for space. The shot. Low. What a save! Nassenben careening to his right. Gets a paw out onto it.
And that is a fantastic save there just to get that step. And again, the step forward will make the save almost every time because it cuts out the angle like nothing else will.
Patty Strauss on. It'll be Tyler Stopford off. Take a look. The shot. Oh, did he get a fingernail on it?
I think he did.
He had to have. This will be the first look at Patty Strauss of the season, at least at home. Into the 85th minute. Here's Charlotte. Vignali moving over to the left side. Ball pushed forward. Payne will get onto the end of it. To Asheville City leads the Charlotte Eagles. It'd be rare to pull the double. 2 wins over the Charlotte Eagles, 1 for the men's team, 1 for the women's team on your home field. Would be the first time for Asheville City. Ball loose to the midfield, trying to play forward, tipped on. Discretion being the better part of valor for Strauss as he fires it over for a Charlotte throw. Look forward. The turn successful. Batted off. It'll be a corner for Charlotte. Chipped forward, knotted out by McCurley. The important intervention. And weaving through traffic was Walters. The shot distance. Payne up to the task. It'll be Smith, the first there. Smith.
It's well done by Payne to move his feet across the goal. Yeah. Not easy to see a shot like that through traffic.
Charlotte in full-on attack mode. Here's Pinkham.
And again, that save from Payne pushed it out wide rather than back into traffic.
The cross, top of the box, knotted down. Charlotte first there, pushed forward. Vignali doing just enough. Trying to thread the ball through. Playing it forward. And a thundering run. And a fantastic turn, Stainrod. Shrugs off a challenge, it'll be out. Shrugs off a fan and look, some handshakes and some friendship to be had. Well, maybe not friendship, but handshakes anyway. Despite the rivalry, Pinkham, who maybe didn't want to go into the crowd the way he went into the crowd, maybe he was ushered into the crowd the way he went into the crowd, but make sure everyone's okay and checking on everyone. Ball forward a bit too adventurous. It'll be played out by Payne. Taken quickly. Maybe not so quickly. "90 seconds of regular time left. Switching the point of attack. To the top of the box. Overlapping run. Cleared out. Vignali nodding it forward. Touched wide. Charlotte trying to play it right back in. McCurley. Played out wide, a perspective ball, but really just trying to get it into any area. Charlotte moving forward quickly again. Another dangerous run by Ward. Ward cutting in. Tackled off of the ball by Daly. Fairly, as he's ruled. Vignali trying to bring it down. A foul spotted. It'll be an Asheville free kick. All eyes on the fourth official. The final 15 seconds of regular time. 3 minutes of extra time to be added. I cheated. I saw him when he brought the board over. Vignali finds some space, and that space quickly shut down by the Eagles. Now looking to strike quickly on the counterattack. Eagles getting numbers forward. As Asheville still trying to get back into some semblance of shape. Strauss giving chase. Strauss trying to dive into the tackle. Vignali held it up briefly. Will be out for a Charlotte throw. (4-2) Asheville City into the stoppage time. At least 3 minutes. We're well into the first minute. Trying to advance down the far sideline. Flag goes up. It'll be an Asheville City free kick as Charlotte spotted in an offside position. Our first season broadcasting the Asheville City men's and women's games. Brownwind. It's been a lot of fun.
It really has. I mean, just to be out on this field, watching some good soccer happen and hearing the sounds of the fans and the South Slope Blues, and being on this field in particular for me, where I play, where I practice, just gets me really excited about soccer.
Starting the season with a masked cap of 300, we started our broadcasts wearing masks as the restrictions are lifted to 700 people in attendance, and we were able to remove our masks for the broadcast. It's been quite the journey over the past 11 games. As we're in deep into the second, potentially third minute of stoppage time. Can Charlotte pull one more back? Low cross, chopped out by Asheville City. Played out wide and rolled into Charlotte's end. Charlotte, do they have time for one more attack? They're certainly going to try for it. Pushed wide. Far post run, slid away with authority by Strauss. And 3 blasts of the whistle gives the Asheville City Soccer Club 3 full points. And I'm getting beat mercilessly. 4-2. Boy, Tim gets excited about Asheville City, and I absolutely love that. We take a look at potentially the last time Jamie Smith gets to be in front of this crowd as we take a look at the highlights. Boy, we started off, it was daytime Brownwind, and we saw some fantastic soccer. Smith bending this one. Nathan Watt, that touch. Nifty bit by Lacosto, finding the back corner, and boy, Watson came up big several times in the first half.
And again, his ability to get back up after making a save. The second save is one of his biggest strengths.
Davies is going to claim it as his. I'm going to say Arocha. And then in the second half, what a storming comeback as Marriott puts in the free kick. Biggerstaff nearly doing enough with the apology to Barry, who made a fantastic run. The penalty.
I'm still really not sure about this one, biased as I may be.
You're always siding with the goalies, but the penalty take, fairly inarguable, as Amaron with authority. And what a unreal save.
Acrobatic.
Had to get it just right. A bit unlucky, a bit harsh for Ward coming in. That move deserved a goal. The more I see it, I think it's just enough to put it onto the post.
Yeah, I agree. I think he got that step, again, the step coming forward, cutting out that angle, just put the fingertips on it, curled it out wide to the post against a phenomenal shot from Barry.
That'll do it for the regular season home run. The men have one away match left. The women, their final regular season matchup Sunday in Charlotte. A win, and they'll have at least a share of the conference title and a very good chance of playing in the postseason. Whether that'll be home or away, we'll have to wait and see for that. Bronwyn, any final thoughts on the season?
It's just been a really great experience to have everyone out here, to see these guys come together in such a fantastic way. I mean, it's awesome to see so many people come from so many different places to be on a team and truly embrace what that means. It's been really great.
It's fun to watch from the outside looking in. A team that envelops with both arms a town, and a town that welcomes with open arms and extremely loud voices and drums a team. Through good times, through bad, they are a mirror of each other. Through difficulties, they will be there for each other. Maybe reading too much into it, but when a town and a team link this well, as you see Jared Payne over into the crowd, you can't help but feel hopeful for the sport moving forward. We have a lot of people to thank. I want to thank Zach. I want to thank Gabriel. Fantastic cameraman and fantastic job all season. Roman, brilliant on camera, brilliant in graphics, just brilliant in general. Our producer, Brian Yohe, has done a fantastic job of keeping us on the air all season. When things go wrong, he has the duct tape to fix it. Bronwyn, Asheville's #1. If you want to see her, it's very easy. You come back to Greenwood Field and you watch her play for the UNC Asheville Bulldogs. Her insight is really, I thought, elevated our knowledge collectively of soccer this season. For everybody, I'm Matt Stranley saying so long and good night from Greenwood Field, where Asheville City takes the finale over the Charlotte Eagles by a score of 4-2.